The theme of this video came from one of my subscribers, and that is, Tom, if you can only have one of each caliber in your arsenal, what would it be? I hope I don't have bad dreams about this, but I'm going to do the video anyway. And it was really difficult to make these decisions, and that's not my end-all answer as to what really, it's impossible to choose your favorite firearm, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. We're going to talk about my favorite 22, my favorite 40, my favorite 45, 380, 10 millimeter, and a revolver. Okay, if you only had just one to choose from those categories, what would it be? Think in your mind right now. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. Let's move forward. All right, as I looked through my collection, my Excel spreadsheet, and I said, all right, I gotta choose 122, 380, 40, 45, 1911, revolver. It's like impossible. I mean, sometimes I have 12, 15 of each in that category, all the Kimbers and HKs. How do I get it down to one? Well, I tried, but I really want your input as to what you would choose as your favorite. For instance, 22. Here's what I picked. And there's a lot of 22s I adore equally, but I do really love this Sig Sauer. Please take a look down here. Say hello.
Hi everybody.
Thank you. It's a 22, and it's a Sig Sauer Mosquito, and this is just something I really would not want to live without for a 22 because it's inexpensive to shoot. It really does not jam, and it has very few malfunctions for a 22. I use the CCI mini mags, and I shoot at least 200 rounds of these usually when I go to the range to warm up and get acclimated to shooting and get my eyesight and my grips and everything, my target all down pat and get warmed up. So of all the 22s, I had to go with the Sig Mosquito. All right, let's move up in caliber. Oh, this is like impossible, but I'll do it anyway. If I had to choose a 380, I chose the Sig P238, and I got a couple of them here, so then I had to decide, well, if I can only have one of these Sig P238s, and I have a bunch of 380s, including cars, which was one of my difficult choices. You know, should I choose the car or the Sig? I went with the Sig because I really like everything, the 1911-ish about it, and the way it looks, and how modern it is. So of these two different P238s, which one would I choose? I decided, it might surprise you, to go with this rainbow finish here. Take a nice close look at that, how beautiful it is, for a 380. Okay, now we're going to move up in caliber and go to a 40. And this, like I keep saying, it's almost like impossible. This 380 here, this 40 caliber here, is what I chose as the only 40 I really would not want to live without. And the reason why I like this car, PM40, is because it's so slim, it's small, it's high quality, and I can put it in my shirt pocket. If you take a look up here, I can do anything like this, depending on what I'm wearing. I can just slide this into my jeans pocket, or into my jacket, or into a shirt pocket. It's that small, and it does have the laser on it. So the car PM40 is the 40 I would not want to live without, including like 10 or 12 others. This is a tough video to make. If I have nightmares, like I said, I'm not going to be happy with this video, because I hope it doesn't come true. It's not going to. All right, just not playing around here. Okay, let's talk about a 1911. Of course, if you've been following the channel, you know I have this firearm here. Please take a nice close look at that. Talk about looking at beautiful firearms. We have the Ed Brown 1911. It's close to $3,000. It's just perfect. It's one of the best 1911s on the planet. But I'm going to leave this out of the little video here because I want to talk about 1911s that are in like the $1,000 price range, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 price range. So yeah, of course I would pick the Ed Brown, but I got about a dozen others, and this is what I chose. In the normal price range, I chose this. the SIG full stainless, gorgeous 1911. It has never failed me. Of all the Kimbers, this was like impossible to choose. This between the Kimber Ultra Raptor 2 and the 3-inch Kimbers and the 4-inch and the 5-inch. And there's just so many 1911s, the Smith E-Series. But I gotta say, the SIG really nailed it with this 1911. I boast about this gun a lot to friends and people I talk to about 1911s. You really can't go wrong with this SIG 1911. Okay, now as far as a different 45, take a look up. Well, what I want to say is, oh come on, there's so many 45s to choose from. And I'm looking at my Excel spreadsheets and I ought to get like 18 choices. All the Glocks and everything else, and H&Ks, and SIGs, and custom shops this and that and the other, and all the guns. You know what I chose? If I can only just have one, it's not a 1911. This might surprise you, but I chose the Springfield XDM. And take a close look at that. You might disagree, and that's cool. That's what this video is all about. What would you choose? In this price range, I tell you right now, I think Springfield nailed it with the XDM. It's got all the safety features, it's super high quality, it's got match grade barrels and triggers and all the stuff that you'd want, and super high-end parts, and it goes through Springfield's quality control. I like everything about it. And I like the firepower also, the fact that it's 13 plus 1, and you carry a couple spare mags, you're loaded up with 45 ACP. So firepower counts. That's why I said 1911 plus a different 45, because as we know, we're limited with firepower with the 1911s. All right, let's talk about 10 millimeters. And with the 10 millimeters, well, this was kind of difficult. Do I choose, this is a Glock 29 here, and this is my left hand here, with a 20 magazine in it, holding, 15 plus 1, I believe, and then the 1911 10 millimeter Colt Delta Elite, my first gun. Look how gorgeous this gun is. It's going to surprise you what I choose. I could have chose the full-size 20. I could choose the 29 with the 20 magazine in it to have the firepower, or I could choose this gorgeous Colt for 10 millimeter. If I can only have one 10 millimeter, I'm sorry. Let's take a look down here. Sorry, Colt. I love you, Colt. My first gun, and of course, this is not real, and I'm not going to have nightmares about it. I chose a 29 for the firepower to have so many rounds, 15 rounds, with all the extra magazines, 45 rounds of 10 millimeter, ready to rock and roll, and a shoulder holster, or however you want to carry it. The small little package, the 29 is the same size as a Glock 30, and I wanted to have a Glock in the mix. So yeah, 110 millimeter, this has got to be it. But I would never want to give up my Colts, and I won't. Okay, now, what about a revolver? Oh boy, this was a tough decision. Looking at, 12, 15 of them. J-Frame Smith, Ruger, 454 Casull, Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum, all the 410s, so just the list goes on and on. I chose the 44 Magnum from the custom shop. This Smith & Wesson snub nose 44 Magnum is absolutely like a clock. And I gotta say that this is my choice if I can only have one revolver. All right, now, come on up here and I want to say this. I didn't mention blades, but I would choose an extra large spot if I could only have one blade. All right, what's your input? What would you choose if you only have one caliber? This is all good fun, because we can all have as many as we want in America, hopefully in your state. Put that down for a moment. What would you choose? What gun is your favorite? Throw in your input. Thank you. See you next time.